Hey guys, Expert here, and big announcement in Marvel Contest of Champions today. Moon Knight has been released. Well, not officially released, but he is most definitely in the game files because da 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 da. The new quests have started, so polar opposite quests have ended. Kabam has gone on the trend of adding these special event quests ever since, what was it? The Ultron update. Ultron had his own special quests. We then had Ant-Man. We then had Magneto with the polar opposites. Now we have, well, I'm not sure. I think it's called Full Moon. Don't spot me on that. But Moon Knight gets his own special quests featuring our two champions, the symbiote Spider-Man, along with X-Force Deadpool. So we finally get to know where that character went. We knew he was in the game files, we just didn't know what Kabam had planned for him. If they were going to make him exclusive, whatnot. Anyways, this episode's about Moon Knight. So, who is Moon Knight exactly? Well, the character first debuted in the title Werewolf by Night, number 32, back in August 1975. Now, the character was born in Chicago, Illinois, and goes by the actual name of Mark Spector. So he is an American rabbi's wayward son. Mark Spector, as an adult, was a heavyweight boxer, a U.S. Marine, and a mercenary. Now, Mark Spector used to go on these archaeological digs, and one of these things was to Egypt, and this dig uncovered an ancient temple where artifacts included a statue of the Egyptian moon god Khonshu. Now, I'm most definitely butchering that name, but needless to say, the Egyptian moon god, a statue. Anyways, one of the archaeologists decided to turn on them all and tried to kill everyone. This guy's name was Bushman. I don't remember his first name. Anyways, Spectre was left to die. He was injured horribly. Now, some locals picked him up and they brought him inside the temple, and they put him on they put him before the statue of Khonshu. Now, at that moment, Mark Spector's heart stopped completely. And the Egyptian god himself actually appeared in front of Spectre, and he appeared as a vision, and he offered him a second chance at life if he were to become the god's avatar on Earth. So that would be a way for the god to walk among men. So Mark Spector obviously agrees, and he becomes what we know as Moon Knight, with the powers of the moon god Khonshu. The way I like to think about Moon Knight, or at least a friend of mine does, is think of DC's Batman. Now, turn his armor white, his tragedy story isn't as close to Batman's at all. But then throw a tad bit of Deadpool into there, a little bit of Gambit over here. So we got two going. He's a mishmash of heroes. Now, later on, as I have not yet said, Moon Knight begins to go mentally crazy. So he becomes a bit unpredictable with what he's going to do. That's what makes Moon Knight such an interesting character. So he's in all-white garb with gray. In fact, here's an actual quote that I know off the top of my head. Taskmaster, who copies the tasks of other heroes and heroines, decides never to copy that of Moon Knight. Now, why? It's because Moon Knight's fighting style is very different. Moon Knight would rather take a punch than block a punch. So, that's kind of who Moon Knight is as a character. He most recently had a Marvel Comics run, but this is going to be an amazing character in the game. Now, here's an image of him, so you guys can get a look at what this character is all about in the game. Now, from what you can tell about this image, he wears a hood, a cloak, a white cloak, or silver actually, and that is representative of the Egyptian god himself. That was taken from the statue that he was placed before he took on the role of Moon Knight. You also see that he is holding a staff. That is like the preferred weapon of Moon Knight. It's going to bring in some excellent gameplay that we have yet to see in Marvel Contest of Champions, because this allows him to hit extra far, and it will definitely lead the way for other characters. One of his special attacks is to throw objects. That could definitely be a lead-in for Gambit and other X-Men that have the ability to throw objects at each other. But ultimately, Moon Knight is the first character of his kind with such a far outstanding staff. It's not like Yellow Jacket, who has the arms that come off of him. The staff is entirely separate of his body. Now we know we have characters like Gamora, who have their sword that extends. But Moon Knight primarily fights only with his staff. I have yet to see his special moves, but I will be highlighting those in my quest run, so everyone please be on the lookout for those. I'll be posting those in 3 total parts, because it looks like each chapter, there's 3 chapters, and each one has 2 subsections of each. So I'll run through all those, and then I'll post them as 3 total different videos. So as I said, please be on the lookout for that. This concludes today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a comment in the comment section below. As another piece of information, I'm going to be doing more character stuff like this, talking about upcoming characters for the Marvel Contest of Champions comic book line, and how that's going to tie in with the game. Hopefully I can talk about some stuff happening in the movie universe, the TV universe, but I'd love to see if you guys would completely support that, so please comment below in the comment section. I need to know if I can get you guys behind on that. My nice Ant-Man shirt. Ant-Man is still a great movie. If you have not seen it, because I know people who still have not seen that movie, go see it. Also consider subscribing if you have a second. That way you guys can stay up to date on whatever I'm posting. And Feature Points link is always in the not in the referral. My referral code, in fact, is in the description. So check that out as always. But as I've always ended my episodes, Expert out.